So those who got an ear to hear this message, hear this message, okay? I'm going to be doing like a couple series of this man, okay? He's super smart. And in a physical aspect, taking myself out of the spiritual realm just to speak about this series that's going on, okay? So this man had brought this to my attention. The Holy Spirit had literally brought it to my attention. But, you know, this man, he's been doing a lot of studying and improving on basically how they can, you know, increase and, you know, improve on their gang stalking, okay? And it's a satellite broadcasting. Oh, it's neural monitoring. But I will be showing clips of how this man broke this thing down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Gang stalkers have access to neural monitoring. All right, that's just means it's on a website that they have the link to. Okay, so when they get the link to this website, they put their self on neural monitoring. So they put their self on neural monitoring. That means they know their location, they have access to the website, they put in their location, and they scan their self in from the satellites, from the neural monitoring satellites. Okay, you could just scan yourself in just that easy by having the location. All right, so they have the control panel to all the telepathy. It's a neurological control panel to yourself. You have the control panel for the telepathy, for the EMF broadcasting. It shows your view from your mind, meaning what you see with your eyes as well as what you imagine in your mind. All right, if you're dreaming, it still shows your view. It has a readout of your thoughts, your everything. If it's something to do with your neurological self and your senses, then the neural monitoring has that. All right, so they put their self on neural monitoring. That makes them artificial telepathic, but they have possession of their control panel, of their neural monitoring, like a profile. Just like, you know, just imagine if somebody had your Facebook profile, all right, but it controlled everything to your neurological self, and they could use it as a weapon against you. Okay, so if they add people by location, if they know your location, then they can add you into the system. That would make you on remote. Okay, that's what they'll call it. They'll say, we got him on remote. That means you're on remote neural monitoring. That means somebody else has added you without consent or without knowledge, and now you're on remote neural monitoring. So from there, they have your control panel. They can see your view, okay, your mind, everything that you see in your mind, everything you see with your eyes, everything you think, it's all there. Everything to do with your neurological self. They also can broadcast EMF waves around you to watch you off of. They can broadcast EMF waves to assault you with. They can broadcast hologram of you to some other place. Just like they do with their self. They broadcast the EMF holograms. They use the EMF headset to connect to these EMF holograms, and they can basically live virtually through these holograms, because the system has this hologram broadcasters, and they're controlling it with their mind. So they're feeling this artificial EEG back from the hologram. It's like a representation of themselves. They basically live virtually through these holograms. Okay, they can broadcast a hologram of a person that they have on remote neural monitoring as well. A lot of what they do is orgies. They do mind control orgies on this EMF headset. That means they connect to each other, right? And they can control the neurological senses that they would like to share with each other, and they can connect to each other like that neurologically. There's some owls back here. But they can connect to each other neurologically, all right, and feel each other's senses, and they can control which senses that they want to share like that, okay? Because the neural monitoring decodes everything. It decodes your view, your mind, your thoughts, your senses, what you feel, what you think, everything. It decodes all of that, okay? So on the neural monitoring, they can choose which settings they want to share with other people. So they use this EMF headset to connect to other people on neural monitoring, other gang stalkers, and they have what they call EMF fucking. All right, it's mind controlled sex, where they connect to each other neurologically, and they can feel each other's senses, and they have sex like that. They can also broadcast the holograms and have virtual sex and get back the artificial EEGs from that. Okay, so it's like they can have virtual sex with holograms by just sitting there on this EMF headset. All right, they can add anybody they want to just by knowing your location. Okay, they can add their neighbors, they can add you, they can add your neighbors, they can add your brother and sister and your mom and daddy and make them think that everybody's involved. Your neighbors and your brother and your sister and everybody else, but it's not any of them. Okay, it's the whoever the gang stalker, probably your ex-boyfriend or girlfriend that has you on remote neural monitoring. All right, that added everybody around you to keep you confused. All right, because if they have somebody on neural monitoring, they can use their voice as the setting. So they have to be in the system to be in the system. You can't hear somebody that's not in the system unless like the president that has 1,000 videos out there that they can build a profile of how this person sounds and their like a profile of their English language or whatever language, okay, to build that profile. But otherwise they have to have that person on neural monitoring. It's not like they don't just record what you hear. It's not how it works. They don't record what you hear and make a voice setting out of that. I mean, it's probably possible, but it'd be limited. What they do is they add whoever you're close to neural monitoring. They just don't target them. So they just have them on neural monitoring without targeting them, just to have that profile to be able to use those settings against you, and also to know, if that person believes you when you tell them all this crazy stuff that's going on or whatever. They like to add everybody around the target person, whoever they're targeting. They'll add your mama and your friends and your brother and everybody else, just to be able to use that. I got guys, Smiley the Gang Stalker, hit me in the head with microwaves right this second.